Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks for traveling with watches. I am very, very optimistic that we will be out and traveling this summer. You know, I mean, obviously with Alberta, we are in, I guess, getting close to stage 2. It'll probably, by the time I upload this, be in stage 2 for the great reopening per se. So I'm very optimistic about this to be able to go on road trips this summer. Anyways, on the wrist, Oris Aquis. Love this watch. And upcoming video, I will be talking about watches that I travel with, which would include this one, because I really, really like this watch. Now, obviously, if you do like the content, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to see more awesome stuff in the future, and one thing I will make a note of is that I will be doing another live stream. I've been trying to do kind of weekly live streams, so I'll be doing another one on the weekend, probably most likely on the Sunday afternoon is probably what I wanted to keep it at. But anyways, another thing, if you haven't seen the video, my last video where I talked about watch travel cases and kind of reviewed one of the WatchPods cases, click the link down in the description below to go view that. Anyways, that's a lot to kind of digest. I want to get right to the content, so I'm going to roll the intro, then we can get into the content. All right, so there are 3 kind of categories and 3 tips and tricks I'd just like to leave you with. Now, number 1 is just knowing what watches to pack for your destination. For instance, if you're in the Caribbean on a beach, probably, and you might want to go swimming or something, probably isn't suitable to bring a dive watch. If you're going hiking, it probably isn't suitable to bring the dress watch. Know what you're going to be doing and the activities that you've planned for that vacation, and pick your kind of watches around that. Now, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is that a lot of people get really scared about bringing their watches with them. And they say, oh my goodness, what happens if they get lost? What happens if they get stolen? Stuff like that. Now, by all means, first off is that there is insurance, right? You can purchase traveler's insurance and this would, cover your watches. Or if your watches are insured under whatever insurance policy that you have, I mean, especially for higher end pieces, that kind of covers that. But I mean, there are some watches that are irreplaceable and you don't want to ever lose them or have them stolen. I get that. In that case, leave them at home, leave them in the safe. It won't hurt you too much to go without them for, maybe a week or 2. Know where you're going and know which watches you have in your collection that you don't want, to be drawing unnecessary attention to yourself. Plan around that. So for instance, if I'm going to go, let's say there's a restaurant that I really, really want to go to that's, perhaps in a more seedy area of this, a vacation, my destination, I'm not going to be wearing my most expensive or flashy watch. That's probably not the best idea. I'll probably wear something a little bit more muted that won't draw attention to yourself. Don't make yourself a target. Do not do that, right? So that's my opinion when it comes to safety. Be smart. Don't make yourself a target. Dress appropriately, and in the sense of like for the area that you're going. You can read up on, crime statistic maps, reports and stuff like that, but know where you're going. Know what's kind of going on. Know the area. But yeah, there's that. And kind of the last thing that I just really want to hit on before I leave you and you can run off and have fun, is that when it comes to storing your watches, I'm not talking about travel cases because I talked about that earlier. I'm talking about, when you're in a hotel or when you're at a place. If you are, obviously if you're staying with family or friends, it might be a little bit different. I mean, hopefully you can trust your friends not to take your stuff. But if you are in a hotel, there are kind of 2 ways that you can go about this, because chances are you're not going to take your watches in a traveling case wherever you go and lock them in, like a vehicle. Your automobile could get stolen, right? But when you're at a hotel, you can either there's a couple different methods based upon the hotels that I've been to. One, you can lock them in the hotel safe. Go up to the front desk and say, hey, can you put these in the safe for me? Or what you could do is, and this happens to, kind of be a trend in more upper scale or higher end hotels, is that they usually will include a small safe in the room that's usually bolted down so you can't take it. So they'll have that safe in there, and you can usually program a code in there, and you can throw your watches and what other valuables are in there. Such was the case at this hotel it was actually quite a nice hotel that I stayed at in Banff when I was there last year. So now, those are some tips and tricks. hopefully this video helped you. Obviously, if it did help you or you learned something, hit the like button, subscribe to see more awesome stuff in the future. But with that, I'm gonna leave it off there. So hopefully I do see you with the live stream. If you have any questions, you can follow me on Instagram. It's BA4_Massey. You can ask your questions there and it'll pop up in the live stream. But anyways, take care and have a fantastic day. I'll see you later.